Hey everybody, Asbo here, and you are joining me on Formula 123 on my team career mode. Something a bit new, something a bit different than the odd shooter, which is what I seem to be doing a lot lately, or apart from South Park anyways. But anyways, we're going to have a pop at this, and right now I'm going to start off by building my team and my car. So this is what I'm going with, Asbo Motorsports obviously, as is my team. But my first season sponsor is going to be X-Forming, which has finished 10th or better in the Constructors' Championship. I'm not familiar with some of these circuits, a lot of them are new, so I'm just going to play it safe for this one and hopefully edge out above whoever is on the bottom. Of course, to do that, I'm going to need the AMG Petronas Mercedes power plant, which ain't the fastest out there, not in comparison to Red Bull and Ferraris, but the durability is at 96%, which means it will last longer. And for my first season's teammate, it's going to be Brendan Lee, because it's cheap, 150k. Can't go wrong with that. It leaves us 350k to start with for the season. So anyway, let's crack on and build our car. Well, here we are. We've already set our colours and our car livery ready for the season.
New year, new drivers, new team. Welcome and great to have you with us as we move far away from the paddock to the headquarters of the newest outfit on the Formula One grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car.
There we go, people. Going for the classic Pfizer colours, the yellow and blue.
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start with the question that everyone is asking. It's been a long time since we've seen a team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So how are you going to manage the responsibility of doing both roles?
Now, these first two questions have nothing to do with the development at all.
And tell me about your teammate.
So just blast through them with random answer.
What do they bring to the team?
There we go. That'll do.
So tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot. What have you prioritised?
Make the car responsive. Traction output, so that would go to aero.
Now, there's no getting away from the fact that your competitors have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains.
Fuel load is the key to reducing weight. So that will go towards
Now,
my chassis.
ultimately, your success this season will be determined by whether you can take positions from other drivers. Where do you believe this car has the edge?
So we're going to go towards our powertrain for this one. Overtaking is all about power.
And with so many disciplines and experts working so closely together here at your HQ, who gets the coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Who are you most proud of as the first race edges ever
Now
closer?
this one is going to go to durability because this is the one that grants most of the additional upgrades you can put onto the car at this point, which is what I need at the moment.
I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work. There's plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
There she is. So like I said, I've gone for the Wipeout Pfizer livery as best as I can get it. Anyways, I went for the colours basically. Car liveries. I want to put the sponsors on here. Let's just put this one there in black. Oh, okay, we'll put it all in black then. That looks nice on that. And then there we go. Sponsor can be white on the black there. There we go. That's a bit better. We've got our first main sponsor on here now. So let's go. R&D. See, this is the effect. So we've got, oh wow, we've got 4 on powertrain, 4 on durability. So we've got a bit more of a powerful car. In fact, we are looking more stronger than AlphaTauri on this one. So let's get in some more upgrades. I want to start off by improving the gearbox. So I'll start the gearbox, which will take us to just after just before the Bahrain Grand Prix, which will put us ahead of Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Ferrari, Alpine, Alfa Romeo and Haas on the durability levels. And then I want to come back to our chassis and upgrade our plank as well, which is going to put us above Haas, and that is all our points spent. We can get some more points back, so there you go, through here, I believe. There you go, resource points, or there, driver training camp, which I can do. That'll help our secondary driver gain in all different types, all his focus, pace, awareness, racecraft and experience, as well as 250 resource points. And to also further us money, I want to do a pre-season merchandise sale, which will net us an extra $500,000 in cash. So let's now fast forward to the Bahrainian Grand Prix. There we go, 500k in sales. And there's all of
we'll
our...
have the new parts come through the fabrication process.
There we go,
We'll have them with us for the
fantastic.
next Grand Prix.
Well, that's a great start. That is a really good start. So I'm going to go back into durability. This has just opened up some more upgrades. And we are going to increase our ICE improvement, which is 550. So, boom. That will come to us at the end of after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Well, we're gonna head off to trackside at Bahrain. I shall see you there. Well, here we are, back over in Bahrain. Yeah, it's just telling us the forecast for the weekend. All that's been completed, plus more. So we're looking very good here. We're just above Alpha Tauri. First off is going to be practice, which I ain't gonna cover unless there's anything that actually interesting that happens. But I'm just gonna go into practice and do the performance program, and then I'll just show the results at the end. Well, our first outing has been pretty solid. I got 675, whereas it looks like Lee only got 150 performance points for us. Ooh, rear wing coming down in price, and spark plugs. So this is the bonuses now being applied. More spark plugs coming down and rear wing. Yep. Spark plugs are going to end up being very cheap by the end of this. Well, not a bad start, not gonna lie. And now it is time for us to move on to qualifying. Here we are, ready for our first qualifying session. And here's how it's going to go today, as I'm walking to my car, checking in with my engineer, getting ready to get out there. So into the first qualifying session as I'm going down the start finish straight. Now this lap I did actually get a decent lap as we're heading down into turn 1, down the second gear. Just missed the apex slightly, wide on exit of 2 again, but managed to get it back on turn 3. Is usually my line through that, very commonly. Through turn 4, just a bit wide on the apex again, but got through there really fast. That's sector 1 anyways. According to sector 1 I went purple, even though it says green on the sector itself. But this is the midsection now. This is the part that I have the most fun in. The 2, I'd say medium speed corners, followed by the 2 hairpins of 8, 9 and 10. Down the back stretch as we're heading through into the 2 sweepers following the 4th gear left-hander, and then into the sweeping right-hander. Yet still quite strong through here. Very wide on that second to last corner, way too wide there. I was wide there on more than one occasion I believe. And then down in the 3rd gear into the final corner, and here we go down the start finish straight with a 1:33.0. A 1:33.0, very strong for me, and did get me through to Q2. As you can see, I scored 9th place on the first qualifying. My teammate though, unfortunately, did not make it along with Ricardo, who was another one big name. Bottas didn't make it through there. Guan Yu, Sargent, all didn't make it. Now here we are, Q2, heading down into turn 1 again. Now I weren't so strong here. I mean, look at turn 1. Wider than I usually took it. Even came off the circuit there. And it came off the circuit again there. Through the second DRS section as we're heading up into turn 4. Very, very weak in sector 1. Just kept running wide. Kept understeering. I just weren't hitting the points at all through sector 1. Got me bearings a bit more in sector 2. Managed to hit the apex just right, get out of the turn there nicely. As we're heading through into 9, followed up by turn 10. Through the back stretch again, hitting that DRS section, and we are just, well, about to cruise down in the 4th gear. Take the left hander, go through the sweeper, followed by the second sweeper again, and coming through with 1 minute 10.2, I believe. Heading down the second from last stretch as we're coming into the last corner, and not looking strong here at all. Oh, bounced off the curve there, and yeah, weren't as strong as my first. I was 2/10 down, nowhere near as strong as my first run. 2/10, that's awful. So I did go for a second run, hoping that with the toe of Gasly will help me get a bit better time. As we're heading into turn 1, I get it better there, much better. As you can tell, 2, 3, 4 tenths up, half a second up already. As we're heading into turn 4, nice, a bit wide through there. Managed to keep it on the track though, only losing the tenth, but I gain it back straight away. And now this is when I start to lose time, because I don't know what it was. I got it through the first sector, but in the second sector I started losing slowly, and I'm P11 at the moment, so I'm just out of the top 10 shootout for Q3, and already I lost 2 tenths from the first sector. Heading down into the 2 sweepers, still 3 tenths ahead. Oh, not Gasly, Ocon, sorry. I've got the toe from Ocon. Oh, Gasly. I got the wrong Alpine there. But we're heading down. We're still 1/4 of a second ahead. 3 tenths up, and I don't know what the hell happened here. I go for Ocon, but it just completely bogged me down, and I lost it. Completely lost it. Puts me out of contention and ends up putting me P12, ready for the race. Well everyone, that's me out of the qualifying now. I've qualified in 12th. Oh, Lance Stroll got me at the end there. Well, that will be it for quali, and now we move on into the final race, as Lewis Hamilton's taken pole with Max Verstappen on the front row with him. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, the owner driver, Magnussen, Russell, Tsunoda, Ocon, Albon, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Joe, Sargent, and the owner driver rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Well, I did not know I had a second owner within the team. Weren't expecting that at all with Brendan Lee. Apparently we're both owner drivers, but anyways, let's have a look here. So we're looking alright. Alternative or a default strategy. I'm gonna go with default and put a bit more fuel in it, because that is simulated from free practice, so I might run that down so much further than I want to, but we'll be going softs and then mediums for 21 laps, or we can go set of softs and 2 mediums, set of softs, 2 mediums. Fuck it, let's go with that. No, I don't want it. Right, let's go with that. Okay, here we go. So here we are now, just waiting for lights out, and away we go. As I get Stroll straight off the mark there, and Pierre Gasly, both of them off to a slower start, as Perez filtering back behind Alonso. Alonso right in the middle of the Leclerc, and Piastri right in front of me. Piastri just gets him though, and I almost go right into the back of Leclerc and become his passenger, as we're now heading down to turn 4. Perez having to go on the outside of me, but he's on the harder tyres. I'm on the soft compound for now, and I just pip him just on the exit of 4. Now we're just filtering in and just moving through the circuit, through the second turn. I almost become a passenger of Leclerc yet again, but I just barely getting slowed down in time, as we're down to 9 and 10. Alonso not really getting away from Leclerc there, as we're leaving Perez, I think 7/10 over. 7/10 away from Perez, as we're heading through the sweepers into sector 3, and I'm up to P8 from P11, even though I qualified 12th. Russell was put back positions for a penalty, and that is why he is currently behind me and Stroll. Anyway, into the last turn. Now, I'm just following Leclerc around the second lap up until DRS, so as we're heading into turn 1 then, skipping along into DRS being enabled on lap 3, and I'm having a look on it, gonna go for the outside as we're heading into turn 1. And I actually touch him there. Oh, we actually made contact as we go through turn 1, 2 and 3. DRS is enabled, but I'm nowhere close enough to actually get him into turn 4, so I hold station for now, as we're heading back in the sector 2, going through the medium speed corridors of 5, 6 and 7, and then heading back onto the last turn. I'm having a look at Leclerc, then hitting that line, giving me DRS as I'm well within a second of him. I'm going to hold position, wait for the DRS to be active, which I hit it straight away. But he's got DRS as well, but he's just lost the back of Alonso, so I'm going to have a look on the outside into turn 1. Do I do it? He's there. I give him the room to stay there, but I get that move done as we're heading through turn 3 into the next DRS section, solidifying my place in 7th position at the moment. What a beautiful overtake from me as I fall into place with Alonso and start getting the chase on. I'll go purple in the sector 1 as well. Really good stuff from me. Alonso's next as we're heading into the DRS section. A lot of my overtakes are going to be here, and a lot of my, well, I wouldn't exactly call it defense is going to be here. Whoa, and an unexpected dive bomb with Piastri there. How the hell I didn't take him out, I do not know. That was, I don't know whether it's his car slowing down just enough or me just, I don't know, closing my eyes. I'm hoping for the best there, but I made 2 positions through turn 1. Absolute savage dive bomb as we're heading through the 9 and 10, but I go through and completely run wide, bringing Piastri right on my gearbox again, and he's looking to take the slipstream, but it doesn't get me then. But he's got me here as we're heading in lap 7. There he is, DRS wide open as we're heading down in turn 1. I ain't gonna do nothing about that. I cannot defend at all because he's got the power on him. As we're heading into 3, I get DRS. Am I going to have a look back? Yes I am. I'm going to give it a damn good go as we're heading into the outside line of turn 4. Do I keep on the island? Yes I do, and I get the pass completed. Really good fight between me and Piastri right there, and expect a lot of that for a while, because I am really fighty here, even though I haven't got the motor for it. I mean, the Mercedes power plant is doing me a solid right now, but oh, he's going to have a dive bomb on the outside, but it doesn't work. That puts him in the clutches of Alonso, Perez, and I believe Russell as well, which is not good for him. But then nothing happens here for the moment as Piastri loses position to Alonso but gets it back, and Perez looking to have a go at him as we're heading into the final turn 15 through there. Now not much happens for me because I'm miles ahead, so really just moving on. But you watch this side, there you go, Piastri gets overtaken by Leclerc, and then Perez, who then holds him off. A great start, a great run from those two as they're going to now start catching me, because I definitely know they've got the power. Leclerc's right on me, and you can see as we're heading into turn 11, I just run too wide there. Leclerc gets me. I keep wide for Perez, make sure I give him the space, get back on turn 12 or 13 as we're heading into 14. That's right, I've got my numbers right now, and there we go. I just defend Perez, but it's not going to be enough because he's going to get DRS down on the start, finish straight as we're heading through 15. And Leclerc's just running, he's pissed past me and he's running off. See you later, mate, bye bye. But that's not it. Here comes Perez, here comes Lord of the Eyebrows as well, looking to have a look, and Checo just clears me as we're heading through 2 and 3. I get DRS again, and I'm gonna have whoa, and I just lose it, getting too much of the curb there, too excited from Perez as he slams the door on my face, and I hold position in 7th. Then Alonso's going to have another go at me on the start-finish stretch there. It's going to be a lot of fighting from me along Alonso in this fight. That's for damn sure. Me and him, we were like glue for most of this race. So anyway, he gets me into turn 1 in the DRS zone. I get DRS back, but it's not enough to catch him up, I'm afraid. Not in this go around as we're heading through, and I just go a bit too wide with Russell having a look at me. Though he doesn't do anything at the moment, but he is definitely going to get DRS on me like I'm going to get DRS on Alonso. As we go through turn 15, what can we do here? Hitting the DRS section now, it is active, and I've got DRS on Alonso, Russell's got DRS on me. I'm going to have a look at him. as we're heading into the breaking point, and I definitely get him on P15, lap 15, as we're on the inside of him for turn 2, closing the door on turn 3. Yet again, another fantastic job from me as we're heading up into turn 4, and Alonso's moved back to Russell, so Russell looks as if he's going to be dangerous for him, and I run completely wide through 4, coming into 5, 6 and 7 right now as we're heading down to the turn 8 hairpin. I love this part of the circuit, which I've said earlier already, and just my form says it. But then Alonso's going to have another go at me on the start finish stretch along with Russell, maybe? No, he's just not close enough as we're heading into turn 1. Yet again, you're going to see a lot of turn 1, 2 and 3 and 4. You know, as we hit the DRS section again. Am I going to get Alonso here? I'm going to have a damn good look. No, I hold position. I definitely hold position. But then, that brings in Russell, and I'm going to have a look on the outside of 5. And then on the inside of 6, but I just make contact with him and back off just a little, and the yellow flag's out. The yellow flag is out for a broken down Piastri, as he is now exiting the race. Exit stage left, Oscar Piastri. And see you next time. So that's Piastri out of the race. We still have 21 drivers in. And I'm going to go dive into the pit stop as we're now in our pit window. All our boys, and the Ferrari's just come out. I believe the Ferrari of Sainz just come out. We hit our box perfectly, and the boys go to work. Here I am, 10th, 11th position. Where do I come out in the first pit stops? 12th, 13th, 14th behind Tsunoda. Is Albon gonna get me? He does, momentarily, but I've got the inside line and I stick it in there. As we're going through turn 3, 2 and 3, they're on worn tyres, so they're not going to catch me at this point. As I go and chase down Tsunoda. In the final turn, I'm going to get Tsunoda, or he is going to let me by. He's boxing. He is going straight in for the box. That clears 2 of them. Perez is in the pits also. He's just come out. 5 seconds ahead, 6 seconds ahead of me. Ooh, made it within 5 seconds, and my teammates also in. And I, for some reason, decided I was going to take a sharper turn. And here I am, finally caught up with Ocon on lap 12. Lap 19. Sorry, 12th is my position. So now we're going to head in the 14th. But I've got the power on him, and I've got the fresher tyres, so I'm going to head down in the 15th turn as he just brakes just before the DRS detection line there. So I don't believe I got the DRS for that. No, I didn't. Stroll's gone into the pits, so that's put me back into 9th position as we head into turn 1, but Ocon nowhere near being able to touch me as being on older tyres with DRS. As we're heading now further in, and Leclerc is now in the pits as Perez goes fastest, and Alonso. Leclerc and Alonso, that's 1 position back from Alonso, putting me in 8th, and I get Leclerc out of the pits as well, performing an undercut, getting me into 7th place. Fantastic stuff from the boys in the pit crew. Fantastic work. And I'm getting tongue-tied again as Leclerc is going to have a look at me, I believe. No, Gasly is in the pits, and we take him with ease. That puts me in the 6th place. Really, so far up the order than I expected to be. So really happy with my performance at the moment, but that's going to change soon as Leclerc's really eyeing me up. He's really licking his lips, rubbing his hands, ready to use that DRS to get by me. And he does get to use, no, he doesn't even get to use DRS as I run completely wide, make a complete screw up of things, and there he goes. I am not going to contend with that, no I'm not, but it gives me DRS. Now, DRS against Leclerc is going to be pretty much useless, but it'll keep me with him a lot quicker. Oh no, it's actually going to give me the power that I need, but he's going to be right there in the turn one. He under brakes me beautifully, so I just filter back into the line and just carry on and just let him go. As Russell now passed Alonso, getting the undercut, I believe. I don't know, I've not really been paying attention behind me. But eventually, back onto lap 26, I am caught by Russell. Now, I believe, is he going to have a go here? I'm not entirely sure. I'm looking really... Well, Russell's behind me. Oh, he's closing in even... Well, he is really closed in on me. As we're getting through into turn 14. And Alonso's right behind him. As we're heading down the second from last straight, we're in the DRS zone. So he's going to now make the move on me. He's got DRS. He is definitely going to make a move on me, Russell. And he is on the softer compounded tyres as well. Goodbye, Russell. Nice knowing ya. Nice competing with ya. And dropping like a rock. Here we go into turn one. And Alonso's behind me now. I'm building a lot of trust with Alonso at this stage. Me and him, we've raced each other hard and we've raced each other fair. As I've got DRS, I'm looking on the outside of Russell, but I just ain't gonna do it here at all. Unfortunately, he is now gonna start pulling away from me with that better Mercedes engine, more upgraded version of the Mercedes engine. And I've got Alonso on my tail on lap 27 as we're now heading into the DRS zone. I've got DRS from Russell. How long am I going to get that for? And Norris is in the pits finally, and he has lost a lot of positions. He is in ninth at the moment. Will he go much further down? He is coming out in ninth. Ninth place for Norris. Wow. And this would suggest that he is on a one-stop strategy, which is not going to work out for him, I don't think. There's Russell. I'm going to have a go at Russell now. Touch him there. I completely lost it. Just went into a complete fishtail then. As I just defend Alonso with P7. But damn, that was clutch. Getting control of that. I mean, look at Alonso's point of view here. There I go. Way. Oh, I even touched grass then. As we're heading into turn one, he's going to have a look, but I just get my nose in there, but damn, that could have gone a lot worse. Here I go again against Russell, and some point, oh, I defended Alonso, didn't I? Yes, I did. So yes, here I go again on Russell, and well, what can I say about that? I got him right into the back of him. He just slowed down too much, and I'm like, clip my wing and damage it. Which ain't good for me, because now this is just going to slow my car down and really get that working really tight on corners. As you can tell, Alonso's going to make easy work on me now, because I just don't have to handle him. And I just defend him into the start finish straight, and I've got DRS, so that really helps me get further ahead of him, but it doesn't stop him from getting in closer, because he's just constantly closing the gap with Norris on the corners because I'm just running too tight on corners. There we go again, running tight again, and I lose position and I damage my floor on the curbs. Just to add insult to injury, I damage my floor on the curbs, as I'm going to have another look at Alonso to defend my 7th position, which I fought tooth and nail for, and oh, he's just going to make my floor even worse, and he's lost the front wing, and there's the virtual safety car. Completely dive-bombed me. Let's have a look here. I mean, there he goes. Completely, and there's the turn. He turned in on me. He turned left on a right-hander and destroys his front wing. And destroys my floor. And now he's coming in with a 5-second penalty, a front wing change and fresh tyres. That is going to be one hell of a long pit stop for him. I hate to be him right now, as we're now into lap 35 and it's a lap. I'm just running, I just can't get the corners down. I'm slow on entry, wide on exit, and there we go. There was nothing I could do about that. Norris was going to get me, and I keep up with Norris, but no matter what I do, because I'm rolling, and he's locked up a tyre there as I get on the inside, hitting DRS. That gives me a good fighting chance as I'm heading back down in a turn 12. Yet again, a lap later, and I run way too wide on 10. Way too wide, and that just brings him right up to me. I go on to the inside. He's got DRS. I'm not even going to contend that. I've made my one move. There he goes. Easy positioning for Norris there, due to a mistake on my part for damage. And then a lap early, I'm just going to throw in the towel, go on my next set of medium tyres, get this wing change, because I really need to get my handling back. And Perez is gone by, Gasly has gone by, I'm now in 10th as Stroll has gone by. Russell is in P9. Now he's gone past Stroll. Now Stroll's gone past him. And now he's gone past Stroll again. That was a good fight from what it looks. Bottas is in the place. Alonso is coming back at me, but does he get me? Yes. No. I managed to keep ahead of Alonso in 10th position, so I'm in the last point scoring position now as we come out ahead of Alonso. So at least we maintain position. Now, still racing Alonso, he got back ahead of me, and I'm just going to have another go at him. He's on the harder compound of tyres, so he's got a longer life than what I have, as I go right up the inside of 2, on the outside of 3, and slam the door on him again, hitting the DRS. Yet again, Alonso is going to have a go on lap 44, and whoa, I completely mess it up in the 1 and 2 there, and he just sails by me and says, "See you later, alligator."
Try to stay with them. They might make
In
a mistake,
which,
and we can
well,
still regain the position.
I reply, "In a while, crocodile," as I'm coming straight back at him on lap 45. I'm going to have a cheeky little look as we're heading down in turn 4 on the DRS, and I get him on turn 4, becoming a bit disorientated, as you can tell, because of the transitioning all the time. But I would love to put the whole race down, but seriously guys, I don't want to draw it out a couple of hours. As we're now back on the start to finish stretch, lap 45 still, and he's going to have a go. DRS is open. I do not contest him again, because, well, he's definitely got the speed. But Norris is 10 seconds ahead of me and Alonso, and we are catching fast. We are catching fast in the late stages as we're bringing that gap down to Norris. I hold position into 1, 2 and 3. Got the DRS. I'm going to have a go. I'm going to go right to the inside of turn 4 as we under brake him. He's trying to remain there, but he just hasn't got what it takes to stay there. Holy crap, what a fight we've got. And Alonso seems to have backed off. And Gasly,
Okay,
we
clear.
have a yellow flag. It's Gasly who's been fighting with Alonso. His engine also gives up on him. Yet again, goodbye Pierre Gasly. See you in the next race. As we resume racing, and now we've caught up to Norris. Norris's tyres just getting worn. Now I'm gonna have a look. Oh, he's just too slow through the corners. I've never known harder compound tyres to give up that easily, but he is really dragging us out. And not only that, I'm on fresher medium, so I'm going to go flying by him. Alonso is also on the fresher harder compound as well, so he's going to get Norris too, right on the outside, but I get DRS. Norris can't do nothing about that. Alonso also gets DRS. He's going to go for the double overtake. Wow, good stuff, Alonso, as I almost break into the back of him, but I managed to keep it. Get on the inside of him for turn 2, and then he's in on the inside for turn 3, but I get the DRS from him, so he's not able to hold that position as we're heading into turn 4. Beautiful stuff from me again. Great driving. Really careful of where Alonso is. Shame he doesn't return the favour though after a while, because we do have a great contest here, and he gets on the inside of me again. But that doesn't, I don't think that gives me DRS. He gets DRS. Oh, I get DRS. He took me just before the DRS detection line, and I get him here. Here we go, lap 52 as we're heading into turn 1. I'm looking at getting him on the inside again. There we go. Beautiful stuff from me. That's again as I keep Alonso at bay. He's really fighting me here though. Oh, he looked as if he was going to have a go into turn 4 again, but thought better of it as we're heading now into what I believe is our final fight. He goes through. I get DRS again as we're heading through turn 15. I get a good long exit. Ooh, almost got a bit crazy there. Hit DRS. Go straight back to the outside as he's made his one move. He's going to have to let me by, and we break. He's trying to outbrake me. I go in. I give him the space, and he hits me again. He has hit my floor yet again and damages his front wing. When is he going to learn? Look at this. He goes through the defense. Right, there you go. He looks at me. There I go. Off. He goes to defend the inside. Now he tries to keep it in there, and I try and give him the space, and yet again he turns left on my right. How does he work that out? 2 fights. Seriously, I'm going to start avoiding Alonso from now on. But anyways, that's it from me in terms of fighting. I managed to hold position in 7th place, and yet again Max Verstappen wins the race. So looks like we're gonna have the true simulated version where Max wins everything and all the entertainment is just behind him basically. But all in all, absolutely enjoyed this race. I mean, I do like Bahrain as a circuit, always did well here, so but to finish 7th overall in this race, yeah, it was fantastic stuff. A lot of this is just keeping the toe, because as soon as they break that toe, that's it. You're never going to catch them. But here I come, back down the second from last straight for the last time as we're heading into turn 15 to take P7 and points for the team. I have already kept to my end of my
Right, race over. Take care.
contract for my major sponsor. 7th place. Fantastic stuff from me. Driver of the day is Valtteri Bottas.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, that
So
was
then,
an
it's time to see
entertainment.
how this result
Ooh.
affects the Drivers' Championship. Today's performance means that Max Verstappen now owns top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as championship leaders. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Well, that's it, people. A solid 7th place finish for our first race in our career mode. With Lance Stroll right up behind us, which was a shock. Lando Norris had an awful race, starting 5th and ending up back in 9th. And Fernando Alonso, well, he deserves to be where he is after the stunt he kept pulling with me. Twice he damaged my floor. Both times he was penalised for it. But anyways, that is round 1 of our first season, and if you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you know as of when I am uploading or streaming. Anyway, I'll hope to catch you in the next round.